What's the status, 3?
I'm good, just making the world a better place, that's all.
Our bodies are given life in the midst of nothingness. Existing where there is nothing is the meaning of the phrase, form is emptiness. That all things are provided for by nothingness is the meaning of the phrase, emptiness is form. One should not think that these are two separate things.
Can I be you?
What is good? Nobody's here yet, but that ain't gonna stop me. Before I get into the title, people should check out Gabriel's channel. He put some really good videos up. He's in Germany, and man, I watched a few of his videos, and he has some good content going. And I screenshotted this picture off a German palace, I guess. It's like from the old royal family of Germany. And I was like kind of looking at the picture, and I noticed a lot of different things. You know, they say that's the olive, I think the olive branch, or no, it looks like a Taurus field to me that the woman's holding in her hand, which would make sense because she got wings on. And you could see on the bottom right, you can see the caduceus with the two snakes. It's kind of sticking out. We got the baby playing the harp. There's a lot of symbolism buried within this picture. But anyway, I was watching this video. What's the guy's name? I always forget the guy's name, man. Dick Gregory. And he was talking about the mother tongue. And I'm like, what is he talking about? And so I was like, let me look this up, man. And I looked it up, and I was reading some stuff, and I said, man, this would be a dope topic. So I figured, let me go live for a little while. I'm bored. I got nothing to do. Kill some time, as they say. And it says the mother tongue has a very strong relationship with mind, psychology, and the mother archetype. it is assumed that the individuals who have a strong relationship with their mother tongue in their personal and social lives have a strong psychological disposition, especially in the context of Jung's mother archetype theory. It is observed that people who face fear in similar traumatic situations take shelter in the archetype. In this study, we will focus on 6 different causes related to the mother tongue in the context of Jung's theory, as will be manifested in the 6 cases. The mother tongue has great impact on human psychology. Anyway, it goes into speaking on when you're in the womb. It says babies that not only hear their mother's voice and understand their mother's inflection, but they also already learning her language in the womb. That's very interesting, considering your mother gives you all the food, nutrients. I never thought of that. Like Dick Gregory was going in to talk about how his mother would talk to him in the womb. Now, some people might call him crazy. In this patriarchal world, they don't give the matriarch really credit. When you're in the spaceship, to this realm is your mama. 9 months in that spaceship, preparing you for this realm in the physical. From the light to the material, which is still light, but I would say from, I don't know how to put it. Yeah, spiritual to the physical. Peace, Yolanda. So I was looking into this. Damn, I can't share my page, which sucks. Company. Of why they give me limited hotspot. Pisses me off. Cheap ass phone company. Damn it. How do I change? Oh. Interesting. I'm going to pull up this article I was reading. I think it's very interesting what I was reading. Maybe other people don't, and that's fine. Not everybody's interested in everything I'm interested in. My bad. I hit the wrong button. And I have just a couple other pictures. While I'm looking this up, I'll put them here. Like the tree of life and the human placenta, the tree stump and fingerprints, the lungs and tree branches, the leaves and veins and human veins, and the river networks. I mean, everything is everything. Like I said in my community post, it's like everything's connected. It says, as the umbilical cord connects an unborn baby to the placenta, so does the silver cord connects our body with our spirit. and thus the divine forces, the true source of life. When the umbilical cord is cut, we are born in this realm. When the silver cord is cut, we die and be reborn in another realm. As above, so below. Any comments on that? Peace, Michigander. Now let's see if I could do this without messing up again. Alright. Saved. Mesa Melt. Jason Hand. Peace. You know, I like Dick Gregory, even though he could be, you know, but for the most part, a lot of stuff he says, man, just, you know, it makes sense. Alright, mother tongue shapes the brain before birth. So I'm going to regurgitate a little bit of this article. Peace, London man. I was watching some of your stream from was it yesterday? It's pretty interesting stuff, bro. Keep up the good work, man. London Beyond. It's good to see people on different stuff that other people don't talk about. It's like refreshing. So keep up that good content, London man. Keep people thinking. Mother tongue shapes the brain before birth. This is the melody and rhythm of language heard in the womb prepares the brain to quickly acquire the same language, according to a study on the neural activity of newborns. The rhythm and melody of speech heard by the fetus in the womb tunes the brain to recognize and learn more easily their native tongue. According to a study led by the University of Padova in some science place, the researchers measured neural activity in newborns using Okay, they always got to make these crazy words up. Electroencephalography, the EEG, to investigate their remarkable ability to quickly acquire language emerges. My mom used to say she would hold the headphones to the womb and play like Jimi Hendrix, Bob Marley, you know, some Rolling Stones, stuff like that. So no wonder, I used to tell my mom, no wonder I love music and I write music. Scientists have debated for a long time. Oh, that word, catch that debate. Debate, like a fisherman. That's why in religion they call Jesus what? The fisher of men? Because he be debating, throwing that bait out. Scientists have debated for a long time whether the human brain is equipped with an innate learning mechanism specific for language, or whether infants learn so quickly solely through exposure to speech. Our brain certainly evolved the innate ability to recognize regular patterns and information received through the senses. In addition, researchers recently showed that the fetuses already have a functional auditory system between the 24th and 28th week of pregnancy. Since the mother's body filters out high frequencies of speech, of the speech signal perceived in the womb, fetuses cannot hear individual sounds or words, only speech, melody, and rhythm. The hypothesis behind our research is that exposure to the mother's tongue melody and rhythm before birth modulates the brain's oscillator patterns and prepares fetuses to learn the language heard in the womb efficiently. Once they are born, professor of development psychology at the University of Padova and senior author of the study. Yeah. Blah, blah, blah. Skip that. Let's see. The researchers selected a group of newborns between 1 and 5 days old with French native-speaking mothers and recorded their neural activity while they were listening to 3 different languages, French, Spanish, and English. The study measured not only their responses to the 3 languages, they put non instead of not, but also whether brain activity continued after language stimulation. The results showed that French, unlike the 2 unfamiliar languages, Spanish and English, evoked a longer and more complex reaction even after stimulation stopped. Showing an ongoing learning process, the effect was very specific. The reaction to French was significantly different from the reaction to English, but also to Spanish, although this latter has a similar prosody to French. And it just is another paragraph about what that lady Gervain says, but like I always wondered about twins in the womb too, like, they must communicate. That's interesting. You don't really say nothing about music. I'm looking at different articles. It's all the same thing. Language. We all know. Study shows development starts in the womb. Yeah, I would hope so. I mean, there was 8 people. Now there's 5. I mean, to talk about with that subject, it's actually pretty short. So I'm going to talk about the silver cord. How do you spell umbilical? Oh. Oh, so they have that in Wikipedia, the silver cord. Interesting. The silver cord is metaphysical studies in literature, also known as the Sutra. Sutra Tuma or life thread of the Antakarana. Refers to a life-giving linkage from the higher self, the Atma. Let's see what Atma is. Atma or Atman. Huh. Don't really say none for Atman. That's odd. Let's look it up in Wiktionary. Atman or Atman. From Sanskrit. Soul, self, essence. Huh. That's what Atman means. Or Atman. Interesting. Yeah, I know this might bore some people, but it's what I'm interested in. It says linkage from the higher self, Atma, down to the physical body. It also refers to an extended synthesis of this thread, and the second, the consciousness thread, passing from the soul to the physical body, that connects the physical body to the etheric body, onwards to the astral body, and finally to the mental body. This is where Dominic would come into play with some good information. Etheric body. All right, I'll pick one of these. The aeons, there we go, and the archons. Archons in Gnosticism and religions closely related to it are the builders of the physical universe. Among the archontics, I don't know, the Ophites and the Sethians, and in the writings of Nag Hammadi, the archons are rulers. Interesting. I read a whole thing on the archons. Whether they exist or not, I don't know. People should know what the etheric body is. In other research, it is described. All right, they're talking back to the silver cord. In other research, it is described as a strong silver-colored elastic cord which joins a person's physical body to its astral body, a manifestation of the physical body that is less distinct. Alfred Balabine, an astral projector. Really? What's he got, like a TV head? An astral projector, that was corny, reported observing that during his out-of-body experience, glue-like strings appear as the astral body tries to separate itself from the physical body. As the astral body moves further away from the tangible body, some of the strings break apart and clump into a specific and smaller region, preferably the head, breast, back, stomach, and the abdomen area, thus forming the silver cord. Really? During astral projection and out-of-body experience, some claim they can, at will or otherwise, see a silver cord linking their astral form to their physical body. This cord mainly appears to a beginning projector as an assurance they will not become lost. Sort of like when you go in the ocean, you got that long cord attached to you, which either gives you air or so you don't get lost. You could tug it and it'll pull you back. That's what that reminded me of. However, even experienced projectors find it useful, claiming it is a fast way to return to the body. Now they changed his name. Bella Labine, unlike some astral projectors who claim to travel great distance, stated that the cord not only serves as a link between the two bodies, but it also limits the astral body from wandering great distance. Describing his experience that as the astral body moves farther away from the physical body and reaches a distance of 50 to 70 meters, the silver cord pulls the astral form right back into the physical body. Kind of like, it kind of reminds me too of like when you put those, you know, like your body is a tower, right? And your astral body is like Bluetoothed to your body. And the farther you go away, the lesser the signal will be. I remember in dreams, it was, you know, a lot of my dreams, I would be running, but floating in the air. It's weird. And it would, every time I'd be, you know, right before I'd wake up, I'd always be returning home in some of these dreams. Most of them, actually. It's crazy. I'd be running through the park near to my house, and I'd get back to my living place and wake up. So many dreams like that. And you ever have a dream where you're trying to run, but you're like floating? And there'd be them situations where you got to get away and you're trying to run, but you ain't going nowhere. I hate those dreams. The attachment. So hold on. I'm going to read this part on the silver cord. Kind of reminds me of the Silver Surfer. I don't know why. The attachment point of the cord to the astral body differs not only between projectors, but also from projection to projection. These points correspond to major chakra points, but also from projection to chakra point. Okay, according to the observations of Robert Bruce, there is not a single point of connection to the denser body, but rather a locally converging collection of strands leading out of all major chakras. It's kind of like what that guy said, all them bungee cords connected to them. The silver cord is mentioned by mystics, especially in context of dying and near-death experience. It is said that the cord must remain connected to the astral and the physical bodies during the projection, because if it breaks, the projector will die. It's interesting. Like I said, it seems like the farther you would go from the body, the weaker the signal. If a person gets older, or if their death is near, the astral body slowly separates itself from the physical body and the silver cord breaks, making a complete and irreversible separation of the two bodies. That's interesting, because when you're born, they cut the cord. And it's kind of like you do die. That's guaranteed. One thing you're guaranteed: when they cut that cord, you will die. And then when you die, they talk, or you ask them, are you near death? It's kind of like you being born all over again, but into another realm. If this is true, I'm just regurgitating. I can speak from experience, with my own dreams. Peace, Gabriel. Yeah, I was watching your videos, bro. I like the new content you're putting out, bro. Really gives, you really get to see some of Germany, man. I like it. Keep it up. I really hope somebody shows up that could go deep with this conversation. I want to hear other people's perception or wisdom, see what they went through, near death or all that. Man, being in the womb, it's crazy how not, you don't hear much about people being in the womb. You see what the Gnostics believe about their umbilical cord or umbilical. The Gnostic garden. That's pretty boring. Robert Bruce, the King of Scotland. the umbilical. Man. From the womb to the tomb. Yeah, I never heard of the silver cord until looking up the mystic medium. The silver cord, or is an integrated, energetic, and fluidic threaded structure of energy filaments that connect the physical and ethereal bodies to the higher self during a person's lifetime of incarnation. It is similar to an elongated cable of light that is attached to many other small cords and threads which form the major silver cord. This cord is luminous and a major line of force of energy. It is only severed completely after the process of death. It may take moments, hours, or days for the separation to complete its disconnection. During the life experience of a human being, the silver cord provides a powerful energetic fusion between the physical and ethereal bodies and the aspected soul, enabling it to create a continual two-way telepathic and energetic flow in the form of a loop. This process takes place on the subconscious and unconscious level through the mind, body, and spirit. When viewed outside the body, the silver cord appears as a silver blue color luminous standard cord. Really. It is constantly moving and has a multicolored speckled structure within its structure. It is very strong and has physical elasticity. To the touch outside the body, one can feel something like an electrical current. It can change contact points depending on the connecting element. Really. They say it's quite stunning to see. Interesting. They've seen it then, allegedly. It varies in its size and density. Standard cord from Radio Shack. That's funny. I dropped the link. Yeah. Yeah, who knows if anyone's really seen the silver cord. You know, when I read stuff like this, my first thought is, how true is it? And the second question I ask is, well, how come I haven't seen it? They say it's in the Bible. It says it right here. It's Ecclesiastes 12:6. What is the silver cord? What's up, Dean? About to pack a bowl. Well, at least somebody heard of the silver cord. I'm still trying to figure out what the apple is that Eve bit. Because I know it ain't an actual apple. I think a lot of this stuff is symbolic. You know? Hit the link if you're not busy, Dean. I was talking about the mother's tongue. But unless a female that was pregnant can come up and talk about their pregnancy and their connection with their child, I mean, what more can I say? I'm not a woman. I'm not a, you know, but I read a little bit on, you know, some of the information, but I'm not going to regurgitate all freaking for hours. You can only regurgitate so much, You know, I think it's better when you speak from experience. And I'm not a female, so the closest thing to birth is when I drop a deuce. And I don't think, you know, giving birth must be the most painful crap in the world. Well, it ain't crap, but the most painful pain you probably can go through. You're planting a row of peas. Plant a row for me. I just got bored and figured I'll go live, see if anyone's around. And if not, it's no big deal. If people want to watch the live stream that was up earlier, it's on my third channel. I think I left it. I'm starting to put videos on my other channels, live streams. And I will be making content soon. I just, I find it more worth going live and communicating with the powerful minds that I communicate with. Everyone that comes here. Who likes my new little ornament in the corner there? I got a couple other new ones. Logos, right? It's my other favorite one. And then I got this corny one. This one would be awesome if it was slower. But anyway, who cares, right? Yeah, I like this picture, Gabriel. I screenshotted it because I got a couple other screenshots I want to show from your video. I mean, I can go into energy too, because that was going to be the next live stream I do. I think I don't know. I was going to show. I lined up a bunch of pictures, but I think I'm gonna put them together first before I show them. And this is for everyone that says Tartar is the entire world. Well, don't look like that to me, because there's still Europe, there's still India, there's still China. Look how little China is. So that's that. See, when I look at this, I look at this as being like a tower or a Tesla coil. Everything's energy and light, and it's amazing. Trying to think how. I don't know if I want to show these pictures and how I aligned them yet. I have to make a picture where I'm going to line them up. Like I downloaded some of these towers like this to show how it relates to a lot of other things in the energy world, like spark plugs and a bunch of other things, coils, and I guess I'll wait for another day to show the energy stuff. I gotta line it all up. Yeah, come up, Dean. Yeah, that picture is dope, Gabriel. And that building, believe it or not, I've showed a picture of that building in the 1890s, and I thought it was dope that you were actually freaking there. That's awesome, because I remember these statues and stuff. And Yeah, people should check that video out, man, and get Gabriel's in the chat, sub to his channel. He's got a lot of good content in Germany. Germany's such a beautiful, the guy's backyard, man. When you put the camera to the ground and zoomed into the lake, I mean, how big that freaking yard is. Oh, it was on an island. Oh yeah, that's right, because you went on the boat, and then you went into that house. I watched like 4 videos. Some of them I skipped through, like the boat. I kind of skipped through it a little bit, but yeah, man, keep, if you have time, man, I would love to be in like America has stuff, but it's not like other countries. I would have to travel far. But there's some stuff in Hartford that I'm going to show. Like I've been saying I'm going to go to the Capitol and show it. But that's going to be a dope video. I showed the old cemetery that's in the center of the city, which is weird. Right next to skyscrapers there's a 1700 freaking graveyard. What's up, Dean?
Ah, not much. But cloudy here today, so I thought I might plant some bloody peas. Hopefully we'll get some rain.
Yeah, it's snowing here.
Meant to get some rain last night, but we didn't get any. Hoping that tonight, it looks like the weather forecast is rain for tonight and tomorrow, so that'd be good.
Look it.
I like the rain in the summertime because it's good for our crops. Bloody potatoes now, they're right up to me, above my knees now, the height of the potatoes. Bloody awesome. Sorry? Anyway, what are we looking at?
This is a toilet bowl, right? And this is where God in the Bible throws all his shit down to earth. He throws all this shit down the toilet. And people praise that God. He threw all this garbage out of heaven, right, to the earth. Here, guys, you can deal with it. I know, I'm being sarcastic.
I watched this little, I suppose a short video clip. It's like a child's movie. It was just a short on a movie, but it was about how this dragon, these cartoon characters are riding on the back of this dragon, and it flies to the center of the earth, and then there's a waterfall, and it's just like this massive big waterfall falling into a soak hole in the center of the earth, and all these dragons just go down. That's like, it's like bats have a cave, that bats live in. It's just like these big dragons living in this cave, and it's the center of the earth, and it just looks exactly like you'd see a bat cave, but on a grander scale, of course. It's just interesting where your mind flicks to,
Hell, I just selected all these pictures and this is pissing me off.
I think it was in one of the chat groups in Telegram that supplied it. After watching London's show yesterday, I think quite a few people saw a different perspective of how to view this place. And I liked how they're talking about the grid lines, how there's sort of like each mountain is like a power source.
Well, you've seen this before, right? I'm going to make pictures of this stuff, and I'm going to line them up to show you, but I'm just do a little sneak preview of some of the stuff. Well, I compared it to this. Look at this symbol.
Yeah.
very carefully.
know.
And look at that.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
that Satan low level energy, man. And also, look at these. Right? You see these cords?
Yeah, they look like overlays of what they call what's that stuff?
They look like the
Broadband.
Empire State Building.
Yeah,
Same
they
difference.
look like broadbands cables, right?
Yeah, same
Fiber optic.
difference.
Yep.
You could line it
Okay,
up
got it.
with this building.
Yeah.
You could line them up with these. With the points. Let me get a better one. It's the same thing. It's like the wires. You in the building you got all the copper and steel and metal up to the top where it has the antenna, just like this fucking wire. It's the same difference, man, from micro to macro. It's all about energy, all this stuff.
Fully it
And I
is.
have,
I mean, it's an integrated circuit board, isn't it? You know?
yeah, I'm gonna do them all. I'm gonna show with pictures from high up and line them up with motherboards. There's buildings that look like spark plugs, old buildings. I got it all, man. Today I was sifting through it all, lining it up.
Have you got
Gonna make a bunch
any
of pictures.
buildings that look like the those Duga radar antennas?
Dugga.
That one I was
Oh,
talking about the other day. Now,
yeah,
you know what
kind
you
of.
know when you know excuse me. You know when they got that new neon city in Saudi Arabia, and that's what reminded me of the Duga radar bloody things, you know,
Hmm.
as a comparison.
I'm gonna pull them up. Didn't I have pictures of that? Remember, I took pictures.
Yeah, I sent you a couple of photos in Telegram too. You can have a look at those.
And yeah, I did.
Yep. Okay.
And
Cool.
think about this place, right? What is it called? Angkor Wat, right? When I look at this, it reminds me of like some sort of like electric. Like in the cities, they have the electric stations there, the generators. They be humming and shit.
Yeah.
That's why it's called Angkor Wat, because this bitch used to pump out watts.
Like substations. Yeah.
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 I was thinking about it. I said, motherfucker, the truth's always in our face. That's why they call it Angkor Wat, because it was pumping out watts. These are all energy stations. This is in Thailand, and and this reminds me of the wire too that I showed you. This right here.
Yep. Yep.
Just like the Empire State Building. Same difference. And I was lining this shit up, and I'm like, man, because I have other stuff like some of them look like the coils that are on power lines. Some buildings look like the old coils. I mean, I'm gonna line it all up. How people make collages. That's what I'm gonna do. I got them all downloaded like this. Here's one of the pictures. That have the
That's
coils
a
there.
substation. Yep. Yep.
Pumping out watts like Angkor Watts.
Yeah, well, it's interesting. I mean, I was just looking at our bloody power account the other day. Shit, it's phenomenal. But interesting to note that the wires that go to your lights, for example, are two-phase, whereas the lights that go to a power point, such as where you boil a jug or make toast at a toaster, are three-phase, right?
These kind of look like your but they don't have big wires hanging off them like this. This has wires coming out the sides all around it. These are like towers too. But the
Wireless
ones you
ones.
have are more like a fence. Now I remember the ones we were looking at. They were more like a fence,
Yes.
but they went up real high, and they had on each side metal coming out each side. It was kind of like harp, but a fence instead of separate antennas.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I've seen other harp places where they're just poles in the ground with wires running everywhere.
Right.
But I mean, even those fence-like things, they look like just like a tower like that, you know.
Yeah.
Pretty much
These are
like,
regular radio towers. Same thing with the
Yeah.
Eiffel Tower. Right there, that's the Eiffel.
Yep.
And this right here actually looks like a coil from far away. It looks like a coil that's right here. These coils. That's
Yep.
exactly what that building looks like. A coil. I mean, these people were freaking. I would love to speak to the people who built all these old buildings, man. They're probably loaded with wisdom. And once again, this is for all the people that say Tartaria is the whole world. Because a lot of people say, oh, the Tartaria architecture in the United States. No. It's a yantra frequency. Okay.
A yantra.
Yeah, that's what Gabriel says.
Okay.
It's all interesting. I gotta start getting out more. I'm gonna do a video on this building too. I took a picture of. I'm gonna see if I can get inside of here. This is in Hartford too. And it got that energy, red and white brick. And this is the gate.
That's something I suggested with the red brick. Is that you have a look at all these places that resemble Mars, for example, right? They got a red color about them. America, the Grand Canyon, got a reddish tinge about it. Northern Territory of Australia, running down towards Mount or Ayers Rock, right? Ayers Rock looks like a bloody great big lump of red. Could even have been a giant's heart, you know, a Titan heart.
Yeah. A lot of people, respect to everybody, but a lot of people say it's a waste. Some people say it's a waste of time to look into a lot of this stuff, and I respect
comments
that.
like that. Yep.
And I respect that. That's how they see it. But me, I'm interested in this stuff. I see our past is trying to be covered up, and this place is a lot more magical. I think they want us to think. I think about it a lot. How it puts me in a fucked up mind state, and I'm always angry. And I don't want to be angry. I want to find peace again. Like you were saying when we were younger. We didn't worry about bills. We were at peace. I wanted to do things. I need to find that mind state again. I am finding it, but it's taken a while to shed all the fucking fucked up shit I've been through. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm interested in all that stuff, and I know a lot of it probably is lies.
Well, the thing is, it's probably a cover-up from even a previous time, you know. I pretty much, you know, even those airship balloon travel, the Hindenburg and the Zeppelins and such, I feel that those if you have a look at them, they got dining.
Send a link to London, man. Go ahead, sorry.
Yeah.
Since
Yeah,
you're up
bring 'em
here,
in.
maybe us three can, since there's no one else up here you don't get along with. Now, I'm not dissing him, and I know he don't want to be up here when other people you don't get along with. So I figured now would be a perfect time. But I don't have problems with London, man. But I know, like I said, I know, you know, you don't get along with some people, and that's fine. I respect that.
Well, it's yeah. Anyway, what was I talking about? Yeah, so I feel like, you know, those big bloody circular quarrying machines that we see, those fucking great wheels on the end of a bloody gantry system. And those gantry systems on that thing were over 100 meters high, holding that bloody head to work the bloody side of the cliff. But, you know, whenever you see that, wherever they've been, it's usually wherever this red coloured dirt is. It's almost as if they were harvesting that red dirt, that red ochre. And, you know, it's always made me wonder, I mean, all these bloody type buildings is covered in red brick. Where did they get all that ochre from, right? To make the red bricks. I mean, there's billions of the bastards. Red brick, how many
And they hold
million would be
electric
in?
charges, too. Remember
Yeah,
we were
but how
talking about
many
that?
million? Well, yes, of course. But how many million would there be in one of those buildings? And how many buildings are there that are covered in red bricks? Where did they source that stuff from? Right?
That's true. What is it, from red clay? You know?
Yeah. And it's
Red
just red
clay, I
clay. I
heard,
mean,
is good.
yeah. Red clay to me,
What about blue clay?
Yep, you can get that too. But the
They
different
say that's
coloured
rare.
clays,
They
that's
say blue
silica.
clay is rare. It is?
Yeah.
I'm going to look into that in a minute.
It's silica. It's the elasticity of a clay is the silica in it.
Let's see. Let's see. A video, Dean, on blue clay. This guy had it in his property. It's weird.
I
Blue
found
clay.
bluish green. I've never found the actual blue.
All right. I'm going to look it up now. Blue clay.
I found a source of greeny coloured clay, but not blue. It's got a bluish tinge, but I wouldn't call it blue.
It says, what's special about blue clay? What is blue clay in the earth? Specifically, it refers to a bluish-purple layer of clay called the Chinle Formation. Chinle. I might be saying this wrong. This is how you spell it. I'll put it in the chat. I think it is Chinle. This is how you spell it. These days are made up of ultra-fine sediments left by ancient lakes and rivers, even volcanic ash. Their properties cause them to absorb moisture like a sponge. As they absorb water, they expand. So what would blue clay be good for? Where is blue clay in the United States? Utah, southern Utah, it says. I wonder if that's where that guy was. Is blue clay rare? Blue clay is a rare natural cosmetic. Interesting.
Yeah, cosmetic. You know, bentonite clay is a volcanic clay, and it's good for removing oils and skin problems, you know, skin tags, that sorts of stuff. And a lot of, I say Yeah, but just like lots of women usually go to a
This is it.
beautician to get, yeah. Yep. Look at it. Yeah. I've got clay out of. I'm a collector of clay. Whenever I find clay, I dig it up and bring it home. And I
Let me
eat
see red clay.
I eat red clay. Eat it because it attaches to heavy metals in your body.
It says scientists call red clay soils or ulta soils, a name that comes from the word ultimate. Since these superfine particles are the ultimate result of weathering in humid climates, taking hundreds of thousands of years to form, the composition of the rock determines the color of the clay. Alabama red clay. Interesting. Now, is red clay, let's see, can red clay, I'm going to ask this question, hold an electrical charge? Red clay bricks. Okay. Red bricks, some of the world's cheapest and most familiar building materials, can be converted into energy storage units that can be charged to hold electricity, like a battery. Interesting. Storing energy in red bricks, the source. Oh, schnizzle. It shows a picture of pigs with red bricks. That's funny. The three little pigs. Brick has been used in walls and buildings for thousands of years, but rarely has been found fit for any other use. Now, chemists in arts and science have developed a method to make or modify smart bricks. Oh man, here we go. That can store energy until required for powering devices. You know, they always gotta fucking take it to some smart brick. It can't just be bricks that hold power. They gotta go smart bricks and fucking McDonald bricks. We put them in our burgers.
They basically tell you what the bloody the gear is, you know.
Like, you know, people can't deny. A lot of these buildings look like, you know, anything you'd use for electricity. You know, just like red bricks hold energy. Star forts look like cymatics. You got the the magnetrons on the cathedrals, and you know, even in my city, there's like 8 churches, old brick churches. Why would you have 8 churches in a small city, right?
Yeah.
It just don't make sense when you got 4 corners, 4 churches, you know. One's Catholic and 3 are Christians, you know. And it's like, I know they're the biggest business in the world, but how many buildings do you need to build? You could pray to your creator at home, on the toilet, while you're shopping, you know, jogging down the street. Why does it have to be in a building? That's why I think they were power stations.
Well, I think all the Tartaria type, all that, well, what we've deemed Tartaria type buildings, were actually just like you say, they're energy centers, and maybe those buildings weren't actually cathedrals or churches to begin with. Maybe there was some other building that were founded, and healing centers, and they've combined it with with some kind of religion to make them something they're not, or something else, you know.
You know, it'd be cool, Dean, to get a picture of the sun and moon, cut it out, and put it on each bulb. Because if you think about it, the sun and moon probably create the aurora borealis, just like this is doing. You know, in between these two light bulbs would be the aurora borealis. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, to me, it's like an infrared picture of something that you can't see. You know, like a heat seeking radar device. You know, like they have them in planes and that, and they can basically take pictures at night of different bodies. You know, I mean, you can see animals' bodies moving through, and they're not actually looking like a body. They're on a like a graph impression, or a heat sinking radar, and it gives off that signature, and it usually looks green or hues of reddish colors.
Huh.
I believe iron is actually just blood myself. A Titan's blood, a great creature.
There's a lot of iron in blood, believe it or not.
Yeah.
In our blood, there's tons of iron. And iron does make red. Huh, that's a good point. Everything is everything.
Well, you know, I mean, we think about how much red blood's in our body, right?
Yeah.
And mainly it's in the chest cavity. You got your lungs. They're basically a red-looking substance. Liver, kidneys, and heart. And you could imagine, say, a chest cavity of, say, the Titan that Roger Spur shows, the dragon or the bird, right? Whatever it is. But you could imagine a chest cavity on that thing would be miles across and miles deep.
Yeah.
And that'd be a lot of red blood there, lying there. You know, I mean, you would
What about the Red Sea or the red rivers that still go on to this day? How can they explain that?
Yeah.
No.
I'm sure Adrian Londonman's done a thing on Ayers Rock. I'm pretty sure. Maybe it was no, it might have been Roger Spur out of Mud Fossil University. But they show Ayers Rock, and I mean, if you're talking about a giant Titan, half the size of some of these continents, that could easily be his ticker. You know, it could easily be his ticker.
Well, I was looking up Titan body parts and giant body parts, and they showed in Asia and some other countries that they had mud fossil penises from Titans. Swear to God.
Yeah.
That's what they were worshiping it as. And I was like, man, you know, maybe that's where they got the obelisk from. The obelisk. Or the obelisk is a tower for energy.
Well, the thing is, I mean, most of these titans today, we look at their uh, the structure of the land, which is now the land, where there was once a titan. It's got the periodic table going right through it, right? And if you have a look at all the minerals and the metals and that are involved in our own body, you know, we've got collection points of that too. I mean, the mineral iron, for example, is mainly in our blood. If you have a look through our entire body system, iron is mainly and only really found in the blood.
Iron Man.
Yeah.
What was Iron Man's problem? His heart, remember? He didn't have a real heart.
Yeah. They had to put that round thing in there, right, to keep it moving, just like a bloody a man that's got a bad problem with his heart, and they put that heart pump in there, right?
Yeah, that makes sense because the heart pumps the blood, which is could be iron, right? So maybe people got it wrong. They don't call him Iron Man because he's in an iron suit. It ain't even iron, a suit. So it could be because of his heart. That's why he's Iron Man. It's like a lot of these
He needed a pump
superheroes.
to iron that. Sorry?
A lot of these superheroes align with the body and like senses and all this stuff, right?
Yes. Yes.
Smoke some herb. I figured, let me go live. See, I knew you would come to me. I was like, let me smoke a bowl and see what people are doing.
That's what I'm doing right now.
Talk
Smoking a
about
bowl.
mother tongue. Hi, Maureen.
He says, "Hi, Maureen."
Hi.
He's got the.
How's
I've
it
got
going
my
in the other side? How's it going in the future?
How's it going in the future? He said.
Oh, who's my
Charles.
Oh.
Chuck.
Oh, good, Charles.
Elkamos 83 says, Dean, iron is in trees and plants too, Dean, but in lesser quantity than blood. Lighting one
I understand.
Up. Peace to all. Yes.
Hey, El, how are ya? Big ups to you, bro. Love your shows over there. There's a red bloody landscape if ever there was one.
I gotta go to Elkamos 83 too. I you know, for the most part, whoever subs to me and comes to my channel a lot, I gotta start showing love back. But it's hard because I'm subbing to so many people, and then, you know, and I'm always like live, man. I in the last week I must have did about 70 hours. So, you know.
Well, that's a fairly good work, bro. 70 hours.
Yeah. No one can say that I do it for the love of money. Not only do I do this for mostly free, I help someone that's dying for free. I don't get paid for that shit. So if God had the balls to say all I did was live for money, I'd smack him off his throne.
We know who you are, Chuck. Hey, that's all that matters.
God. I just joke around and be sarcastic. We're all God, man. We're all different versions. That's how I see it. No one has to believe me or go with what I say, and that's fine. You know? That's awesome, Dean, that you got your gardens doing good.
Yeah, I'm bloody pleased to see them moving at last. I mean, we got onions that are starting to really grow now.
I want to look into the analemma real quick. You keep talking. I'm going to pull up some stuff on the analemma because I think it's awesome, Dean, that you live in a completely different seasons or opposite from my seasons, you know,
Yeah.
in different time. And it's just like, it's humbling talking to someone from, you know, it's like, I never thought.
From a different timeline. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I like it too, and then I enjoy getting up and expanding my own reality. You know, it's I've been taking photos in the morning, not every day, every other day. I'm just taking it out the same quarter of the building every morning so that I can watch the sun. What are we now? It must be just after 11. So, yeah, with daylight saving, because we always they chuck us an hour ahead, right, with this bloody daylight saving. But I never change the clock, right, in my car. It stays on fucking normal time.
Hold on. Oh my God, Dean. It says the analemma is oriented with the smaller loop appearing north of the larger loop. At the North Pole, the analemma would be completely upright. So I think they're trying to tie in this so-called tilt of the Earth.
Yeah,
Why you
what?
say that, Dominic? Dominic said, "What a
Hey,
terrible era in which idiots govern the blind." Man, that was a negative gesture. It's like, what did I do wrong now? I'm trying to find, because you live, I always wanted to see the path the sun stays in between, you know what I mean? Because it only goes so far north and so far south, and I want to see,
exactly.
you know,
Yes,
it's
and
not the
that's why
earth
I say,
tilting.
Antarctica doesn't get as much sun as we get, and I just want to know. I want to pinpoint the longest day, and so I've been taking photos since it was the 22nd of December. Now, 22nd December is meant to be the longest day, or 21st, 22nd. What they call the beginning of the winter or summer solstice, right? Now, for you people, when you get the 22nd of June, that's your shortest day, yeah?
Shortest days in December.
Oh, sorry, in December. So 22nd
Yeah.
of December is your shortest day. And June is the 22nd of June is your longest day. That's your height of summer. But I would like people to take photos of that sun on the winter solstice and until it starts to dissipate downwards, not coming up, because it's hard to judge that way. But if you were to watch it when it's meant to be at its fullest state, and then to watch it dissipate so it's actually moving away from you, right? Now, I would say we'd be able to govern just from wherever we are in the Earth realm to take pictures of the sun on the longest day, or from the point of the shortest day, and just take photos and see how much, like in the shortest day, you'd be seeing how much the sun increases, and for us, you'd be putting you're taking photos of the sun and and getting them as the sun decreases, right? And we should be able to see whether the sun is actually increasing or decreasing. That's what I'm finding. I'm trying to
So
figure
it
out,
says,
because I don't think our sun is at its peak until in the beginning of January. I think that December is out. They've got that wrong.
who put you in a bad mood today, Dominic? It says, first, the sun's declination is no coincidence that the top of the figure 8 touches the Tropic of Cancer and its bottom, the Tropic of Capricorn. So that's probably what it stays in between, north and south respectively. These two circles of latitude mark the boundaries of the zone in either side of the equator. And I put down to give me a map. Oh shit! Of the proper analemma, and yet it fails to do so. That's how slow technology is to the human mind. Computers are smarter than man. No, they're not. We built them damn computers. Allegedly. Let me rephrase that because we don't know. The green men in the sky could have built them.
Yeah. They were
the
found as well,
Anunnaki.
I reckon.
I call it the Anunnaki, the annual poopy.
I think it's something that we could have done without.
Hey, hold on, sorry, Dean. Dominic, I wish you were here earlier. I was talking about the silver cord and the umbilical cord, and I was talking about, I don't know if you ever heard of the mother's tongue and how the mother communicates with the baby in the womb. And they were going into psychological stuff and, you know, the different sounds and vibrations that are heard in the womb or felt. It's pretty dope. But I want to speak to a woman that is, you know, has been pregnant and gave birth to see. I want to ask questions if they felt connected with their child, you know, if they communicated. You know, these are questions I can't ask my mother because she's.
You can ask Maureen you want. I'll take my headphones out and she can hear what you're talking about because she's had children. She's had quite a few babies, right?
Yeah.
I'll take my headphones out so she can hear what the conversation is. Right. Can you hear Maureen when she talks? Say hi.
Yeah, Maureen. I was talking about, you know, the mother, and I was reading something on the mother tongue, which is about the mother communicating with the child in the womb, and what the child can pick up as far as like language, sound, frequency.
Well, to me, I think they hear it kind of muffled. But I mean, I used to sing to my babies when they were in my womb and rub my tummy lightly while they did it, and they would move. So that tells me they could hear. And I would read stories, little storybooks, and just put my hand on my tummy as I read, so that baby inside could just feel that little bit of pressure. But I'm sure they can hear. I'm positive they can hear.
They also were saying that women communicate psychologically with the baby.
Yes.
And it prepares them for birth and everything. It gets the mind ready and set and all this stuff. And I was mind blown because the patriarchal world, I'm not saying everybody, but a good amount, it's like the woman was taken out of religion, and it just seems, you know, they want the patriarch to be the ruler. So the women really don't get as much credit as I think they deserve more. They play a big part in life. They're like the portal or the spaceship to the physical realm.
Exactly. We're the ones that's got to carry and spit, as I call it. Carry them and spit them out at the end. But no, I think, you know, I don't believe in abortion, for one. I think that is murder. I was offered an abortion because I had a tubalization pregnancy. And I said, no way. I said, a baby comes out of the tube, comes out. If he dies or it dies, because I never got the sexes of my children, if it dies, it wasn't meant to be. And he popped out, and he was born at 5 pounds 13. He was only a little fella. But by golly, he's the tallest of them all, the biggest child.
Now.
Now. So, yes, I think they know when you communicate. That's, yeah. And you can even, after you've had your baby, just look at it. And you don't even have to say nothing. And it'll smile. Then you can smile back. And you think, well, he smiled first, or she smiled first.
And babies run to their mother, too. I notice whenever they cry or they're in trouble, they run to their mother. Not to the father, to the mother. I don't care. Nobody says. Some might run to their father, but the biggest majority is to the mother.
Yes, because I mean, when they're born, you always have skin to skin. In other words, the baby comes out, just wipe down and plop straight onto your skin. At the nipple,
now they take it away.
Yes, and that's your bonding. As soon as that baby's on you, skin to skin, it'll try finding a nipple. So first thing it'll do is nestle. And once it finds the nipple, mate, there's that big bond. Really big bond. And I've done that to all my children.
And it happens with all animals too, baby animals. Now, if you put them on the mother, the first thing they do is try and source the teat.
Yes, yes. And if they don't, there's something definitely wrong.
Yep, there's something wrong.
Yeah, I was watching a video by, what's the guy's name? I forgot his name again.
They reckon that actually babies will make noises in your womb. I mean, they suck their thumb in your womb. I had an x-ray done, and my son had his thumb in his mouth, in the womb, and the other hand was holding his foot. Now, you tell me, I instantly know that they got to suck something.
Yeah.
Or touch something.
You know, they say the baby is connected by the umbilical cord for food.
Yes.
But I think it's more than that. It's more like a cable cord, too, for electricity and
oh, yes.
And sending signals to the mother.
Whatever mom's feeling.
Yeah, the baby's feeling. Yes. Exactly. Mum gets upset while you're carrying them. They move a lot.
Yeah.
Really move a lot. And it's like, okay, I now need to go and sit somewhere where it's quiet and cool down myself. And then you'll find the baby will stop moving. It'll go back into its little, yeah, so no, that happens. But yeah, mother bonds first as a rule.
I wonder if cutting the cord early does something different.
Yeah, could do it.
Instead of letting it fall off.
To me, I think a preem baby, I think it should be left on the baby. Instead of having it chopped off, I think it should be left on, so if there's any blood in there, the baby can absorb it.
Yeah.
That they chop them off basically right away. So all that blood that's left in that umbilical cord, they siphon that out and use it for other babies when they're born. So,
Is that what they do?
yes, they do. That's why they say, do you want the umbilical cord or the afterbirth?
Huh.
Because that is still part of you, still part of your baby.
Yeah. Well, I know a lot of cultures. I mean, even here I've heard
You
of
think
people
they sell that in the black market?
I know
Don't they
some
grind
cultures
up?
here they bury it, right?
Oh yeah, there's a lot of Kiwis bury theirs and pop a nice little tree on it.
Yeah.
There's a lot
Especially
of
fruit
DNA.
tree.
In the umbilical cord, there's probably tons of information, and
Oh yes.
you know, it's sacred. But now they throw it away or grind it up. I think most mothers don't even think of keeping it, you know. So you know how many umbilical cords they got? You know what science stuff they must do to it, like to.
I've even known of people who eat it too.
Yes,
They could be using that to clone. How do we know they don't clone people for real? I'm not saying they do, and I'm not saying they don't. But what are they doing with all the blood in umbilical cords? They take our blood when we die.
But you watch it. You take a wild animal, especially like a deer, an elephant, all those creatures. They lick that. That's the covering the bag. What they call the bag? You know, the womb. Oh no, it's not the womb. It's
the sac.
Yeah.
It's a womb
Part of the
or the
placenta.
sac, right? Isn't it a
Yeah,
sac?
the sac. They actually eat that.
Yeah.
Yes.
They actually
Cats
eat
too.
that, and then they eat all the placenta. Yep.
If you hatch an egg before it's due, and you just take it out of the well, you don't take it out of the shell. You crack the shell and take the top off, but do not remove it because it's still sucking up the goodness of the egg.
Mm.
If you pull it out, it rips the umbilical to the ova.
Yeah.
And it can kill a chicken. So you got to let them absorb it. They'll just lie there. Little kicks are still joined inside the egg. They could be out of the egg, but never pull them away from it. That's the start of their life.
And for you break that for a chicken or an egg or anything type that's born from an egg like that, it will die.
Yep, you got to let them absorb it, whether they're hatched or not.
Yeah.
And I think they should do that to babies.
Yeah.
Instead of cutting it off straight away. Do it right somewhere up by the placenta so it's not anywhere near baby, and let them suck up what they need. Because it'll dry up. Doesn't have to be tied off to dry up.
Yeah, I reckon it just like probably throws a switch, you know.
Beck says it's all bullshit as usual. Her attitude lately, but okay. Let's say it's bullshit. Where's the proof? Since you disagree.
Who said that?
Bex. And where do all the umbilical cords go? What do they just throw them in the garbage?
Like hell they do. Excuse my language.
That's my question. That's the whole point of this conversation. Not the whole point, but I know they don't throw them in the garbage.
Hell no.
They go right to a lab where they can study it probably.
Exactly.
Well, whatever they do with it, I don't know what they're doing with it, and I'm not going to make any claims to say I do know, because I don't.
I don't know.
Yeah, this part I didn't see. I didn't see this one, Bex, but I was talking about the other comment. Bex likes to play devil's advocate all the time. Sometimes it's good, and sometimes I get annoyed by it, but...
Exactly.
Yep. Yeah, sometimes it pisses
I always,
me off.
even if it annoys me, I still listen to it or hear it out because, you know, like I say, if you don't... It might not be what you agree with, but it could be, you know, true, so...
Yes, exactly. And I mean,
I don't have proof of where the umbilical cords go. It's not like you could look it up and they're going to be like, yeah, you know, they might give, I should look it up. I want to see what excuse they give. I'm pretty interested
that would be a good idea to do is Google what happens to umbilical cords of babies when they're born. It'd be interesting. I might do that later. We'll see what they say.
Well, they're going to give you something.
Well,
They can't not give you anything.
Because all of them are kept. I know that.
Right here. You said no germ, no that, no that. It's all bullshit.
To me, that's the immune system.
What was that, Chuck?
And you said it's all plausible information than that Chrome stuff. Bullshit. I'm quitting what you said.
What is it? What's it called when they drink back purified children's blood?
Adrenochrome.
Adrenochrome.
You know,
different thing altogether.
Yeah, but how do we know it?
Yeah, I know what it said. I didn't say that because I don't know if the computer will pick it up. But anyway, the
yeah, that Maureen just made a good point there. What she said was, I mean, you know, the properties that they use that are in blood for helping babies that are born prematurely. They can transfer that umbilical cord blood straight back into a baby who's born prematurely. That it gives her that, or it's that just that little bit more chance of surviving.
Exactly, just like a chicken.
And if that is the case, that if they are doing that, well, there's no shame in that.
Not if they're giving it to another baby.
If they're giving it to another baby, exactly, to save a life, yes.
Yes, and that's what I thought they use it for, but, you know, I don't know for sure. All I know is they kept all of mine, but they asked me first. And where I was living, I couldn't really bury them because of
the placenta.
The placenta and that, because it wasn't my own home, and I wouldn't like to do it, you know, in a rented home.
Yeah, I'd go to the bloody scrub and do it.
Well, I thought about that. You know, I thought, well, if it's going to help another baby.
Yes.
To me, that's what matters.
Absolutely. First thing first. Absolutely.
Oh, yes. It's going to help another child. Go for it.
This thing that Dominic says right here reminds me of Ghost Dog from the book Hagakure. A man may be born, but in order to be born, he must first die. In order to die, he must first awake. Sounds like a quote from Hagakure, this book. In the movie Ghost Dog, he does a lot of quotes from that book. I think it's Japanese, but just like Sun Tzu, there's quotes, and there's a lot of good quotes out there.
I reckon, you know, that, but he's saying, I think the one that I live by the most, Chuck, is that if you're scared of living, you know, if you're scared of dying, you're never going to live.
You're scared to live, yeah. Yep.
Yeah, too scared to bloody live. Yeah.
You know what's crazy? You know, I was always scared to do shit like jump off high cliffs and this and that. But once I did it, I wanted to do it again and again. Right? It was fun. Yeah. After I realized I wasn't gonna snap my leg or break my neck, I was like, let's do it again. I'm alive. Let's do it again.
Like a swing out into a river. Everybody's doing it, and you're standing there watching, thinking, well, I'm not going to do it. And in the end, you do it. Yeah. And you think, why? What the hell was I scared of?
Yeah.
And it's exactly what you're saying there. You go back and you do it again.
The same as about getting kicked off a horse. If the bloody horse bucks you off,
I did that 20 times. Not allowed to win. No, you're at boss.
You get back on him,
and you give him a big tick and say it's enough.
Yep. And let's ride like this, and you make sure he does a trot, or you push him into a maneuver, like either you can make him run hard and do a gallop. or just get them into a canter is the best one. And once they get into a canter, they lose that bloody frustration.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just wear them out of it. Yeah. It's the same sort of thing.
Yeah.
I'm just pleased we're not like animals and have more than, say, 2 as an average at a time. You know, you get these ones having 8 and 6 and that, and you think, oh my gosh, you've only got 2 breasts. How the hell are you going to feed all the rest?
Yeah, I think that's a little bit of playing around.
I think that's horrible.
I think it might be a little bit of human experimentation going on there.
I mean, when I had my twins, I was expecting a single.
You know what's crazy? All the portals to this realm are shaped the same. The vagina, the mouth, and the eyes.
Yes. Yes.
Interesting, isn't it?
The third eye. The third eye, too.
And the third eye. And the shape of the brain. Right?
Well, the Vesica Pisces, the center of it is more the shape. Like the eyeball here. If you flip the eyeball the other way, it looks like a vagina. That could be that way it could be an eye or a mouth. And yeah, the third eye is shaped sort of. I never seen what a third eye looks like, so I don't know for sure, but I'm going by the pictures they show.
Yes.
Yeah. I think that's what anybody can do, isn't it?
Well, I mean, you've got to have a representation of something that you know's there. Right?
Oh. I want to say peace to S, Dominic.
Hey, yes. Hey, Dom.
Bex.
Hey, Jen. Hey, Bex.
Who else new came in?
Gabe.
To everybody.
Gabe was there.
The kingdom of heaven is within oneself, and the person who knows himself shall find it. That's deep. I told a preacher that, or whatever you want to call the people that preach in churches, I said, if you want to find God, look within yourself. And, you know, you get some good reactions out of these people, man, whether they're bad or good. I like the reaction, man. That's my point of doing stuff sometimes. Cool. It's like a chess move to feel the situation out.
Yeah, I mean, you see, that's how we make conversation with people too. And the other thing is that when we make conversation with people, we find out what their climate of thought is too. You know, because I mean, we've all just got a climate to thought. Yeah. You can talk to somebody off the street, and you can gauge pretty much the climate, whether they're, you know, in a comfortable state of living, or whether they're not. You know, pretty much people can unload a short brief of the way they live, and then you can pretty much gauge whether they're comfortable or not.
It's welcome to a person walks into the room, you know, with that comfortable being there or not.
Well, I didn't mean, yeah, I was thinking,
yeah, I know what you're saying.
People who can live comfortably, people who are living comfortably are not going to know anything about what the hell the world's going through at the moment. They won't have a fucking shit show clue.
I'm starting to not let that shit bother me though, like my no chink in my armor, because I figure, you know, yeah, it sucks, but until we have, you know, I shouldn't let it, you know, you shouldn't let it destroy you, you know.
No, but you can actually talk to people like that, you know.
What we should do to fix all this, I don't know, man. I'm not fucking. I have suggestions, but
I only go by whatever happened in the last
Chuck don't run in gunfights with knives.
Depression for New Zealand, when we had our last depression. I'm working on that as to be the things that I'm going to try and eliminate for myself when if and when that situation arrives. And I think that everybody else should be having pretty much a look at what their country was like in a state of depression, whether it was a war that happened there. You know, I mean, there are plenty of countries around this bloody place that have had wars in their own country. I know this one has. I'm pretty sure every other country's had a bloody war of its own. And you can just go and have a look at those situations, and you see how your countrymen fared at that time. And those are the times that you think about how you can look after yourself in that type of climate, right? Yep.
Shit. I was just thinking about the time that I had nowhere to go. When I came out of prison. It was the winter time. Bro, you want to talk about learning? You better have survival skills quick. Those are crazy times. The government's motto is, if you don't pay, you can't stay. Run for the hills. I'm already on top of the hill, looking down. You know, it's crazy. Like, if shit hit the fan, people would panic. But if they would only listen, if they would only listen, no one would have to panic.
Yep, because the world's going to, you know, they're getting rid of some of these people. And if we could all just be ready for that bloody changeover, it'll be good. Ted's snoring, yeah.
I seen this video where they were trying to kick this door down, the police. And they had put, on the other side of the door, they had put those U latches, they're shaped like a U. And you put a 2x4 down, and dude, you put 2 of those on the back of a door, they'll be hitting that bitch for a minute. And that's what happened. Yo, it was funny as hell. The cops were tired out. They couldn't break the door open. It was hilarious, man. The dude was so tired. He couldn't swing the thing anymore. The door didn't even budge. It was hilarious.
You weren't invited.
The dude could have fucking took a shower, got dressed, ate a bowl of cereal, and it would still be hammering the door.
No, well, you're interrupting me now. You can wait. Okay.
Shit, I wish I had a mountain to go to on top. I was just speaking, you know, I was speaking it as a like a quote, but meaning. But anyway, the point is, I need to find a place to retreat to if shit's the fan. I got a spot in my mind, but
you need to go and do some camping. Go do into camping and go to your bloody spot.
Go out tonight.
And just prepare it. Just start preparing it.
For my mother and her boyfriend, you know, I haven't been to these trails in a minute, but I know where they are. And it's not too far.
Well, I think the best way to find out what they're like is to get out there. Then you know what you're looking at when you're leaving.
True.
You know? Take waypoints. Stop one place and scope the area and take note of things. Landmarks especially. Because landmarks you can find out, say, oh, well, that's a bloody place over there, there's a source of water, right? Water's the best one to seek out, you know. Look for that bloody high spring that's coming out of the top of the mountain, as high up as you can get. Those are the buggers you want.
Always look for water first.
Well, some people's plans are this: their escape plan. This lady said, "Don't panic. Don't." She said, "Lock your doors and stay in your room and pray to Jesus." I said, "Man, that's the last thing I'm gonna do." Last time I prayed to Jesus, he didn't even answer me back, man. Depend on him. He ain't dependable.
Yep, now the best one you can do is maybe rely on yourself and say to yourself and make a plan A, B, C, D, and E if you want. Even if they never ever get to use the buggers, you know. At least they were made, eh?
Make a good way.
Like I always say, man, you know, I know it hurts people's feelings when you know, I said I wasn't going to joke on Jesus, but to me, it's just a character in the book. I don't, you know, no disrespect to nobody, but hey, you know, if I had imaginary friends I talk to, they would lock me up in the fucking psych ward. But if you do it for religion, it's okay. It's like, I'm confused here.
Well, I reckon, to be honest, actually, Chuck, as we all talk to ourselves, and if everyone has said, no, we've never done, or we never have, or whatever, are bloody liars.
Dude, I've prayed millions of times, and the only answers I got back was from my higher self, my inner thoughts. That's it. No, there's no God or Jesus that spoke to me back. No devil. You know, that's just reality. But the reality hurts a lot.
Those good higher thoughts that come back, you know, you can rely on them. That's coming from you, from the inside of your kingdom.
And you know how many times my inner self warned me about shit and it was right? Times I didn't listen, I'd be like, son of a bitch, I knew it. I should have listened. And there's times I listened and I was like, man.
Glad I did that. Yeah. Well, even, you know, like, sometimes I'll go to get in the car and I'll be doing something somewhere else, and I'll go, shit.
That's really good.
I wish I'd put that spanner in the car. Now I need the bastard, right? And you got a momentary thought when you go past something and you think, should I take that today? That's the one you should take today. Yeah. Yep, that's the one you were meant today. Yeah.
Yeah, my higher self would be like, don't do it, Chuck. It don't feel right. And I'd be like, my ego would kick in and be like, shut up. Stop being a bitch. Just push on. No. It's like, oh, no, not again. That's good, S. Gold, silver. Shit. Yeah, it's going to be a shit show. It's election time. They already blew the trumpet.
Shit.
You know? All this shit's symbolic to them. It's a stage. It's a play. It's coded. Yeah. And I don't even really stress it no more. If it happens, I have no choice but to get ready. And I've been in them situations. You got to go from being comfortable to knowing shit is real. And that sucks. It's not a good feeling at first. Who knows? You know, if people would just work together, shit would be a lot better. It would be easier to storm the weather. Like a Timberland boot or a Trezetta. Who remembers Trezetta boots? I think that was the name, Trezetta. They had a skeleton key. You would put the skeleton key in the sole of the boot and turn it, and spikes would come out the bottom. They were like boots for like the freaking North Pole.
Bloody good stuff. Be good if you're like a logger too, and you working big log heaps with a saw, nicking up lengths of
Shit. You could dance with the devil with them
branches
bad
and
boys.
stuff. I used to wear cramp irons on my boots when I was first left school working. They're like little grips that you wear. You nail to the bottom of your boots. I used to wear hobnail boots when I first bloody started as a young man working, and all the soles were leather, of course. And you put your different, like your nails on the bottom. They were called your hobnails. So they were just like your grip for walking. And you had these little buddy grabs on the side.
What was the worst shoes your parents ever got you, Dean, that you had to wear to school and knew they were gonna gag on you?
Well, actually, I think, buddy, my first buddy shoes was actually my probably hand-me-downs. They actually didn't come from. They come from another family whose children had grown up and gone, and you got left.
I had pairs of
somebody else's shoes.
Mine was worse. I'd rather have hand-me-downs. Sometimes you could get some Nike hand-me-downs or some good shoes, but my mom would get these cheap-ass bootleg Chuck Taylors from Caldor's store. They were like $2 or something. Cheap back in the day. Dude, I hated them things, man. The jokes, it was a field day for the jokers in school. But
mine was game boots.
It kind of taught me how to have tough skin and to gag back. But yeah.
Yeah, well, more
I can picture them in my mind. They're terrible.
More wonders how I can walk down to the bloody gate and go and get the mail, It's a bloody, 100.
And he walks on the metal part, not the grass.
Yeah, I know
walk
it's
around
far.
barefoot all the time. Yeah.
I've seen the land from Google. That's a fucking. You live on a hill, right?
Yep.
And then there's cows. The cows are even on Google. Google Earth.
Yeah, well, they've just finished the paddocks around here. They've all cleaned them up.
And now they're doing the other.
If I could share my page, I would show y'all where I live in Connecticut.
Pardon me.
Fertility. What does fertility mean?
Fertility. Whether they're fertile, whether they can bear
babies.
Bear babies.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like an egg.
I wanted to make sure I was right.
You crack an egg.
Okay.
And you can see the fertility spot. If the rooster has been doing his thing.
If Roger's been working, our eggs will have fertility spots in them, right?
And
so when you buy eggs,
if Roger's been working,
spots in the eggs you buy because they've never had a rooster.
There's no roosters.
If Roger's been working, soon you'll be searching.
Oh yes, he's already got a baby.
He got a baby. Yep. We had one survive out of 3.
I think it was the weather too.
Yeah, the weather wasn't that good.
It wasn't nice when they were born.
I don't hate snow. Let me rephrase that. I'm tired of snow. I'm trying to watch what I spew out of my mouth, putting things in motion. I believe that you say the wrong shit and you can put that in motion. It's like signing a contract. That's why your word is born. Your word is strong, but some say the pen is more mightier than a sword. How true is that? Thinking about what Dominic wrote. I'm trying to look at that from many angles. Shit, the earth is about to not be futile. Damn. Oh. Oops. You ever read that book, Dominic Hagakure? I think it's spelled like this. Could be wrong. Some of these quotes is like writing a rhyme. You could put a bunch of quotes together and create a rhyme, but it paints a whole picture. It's like you can make a movie scene out of it, or sometimes a whole movie. The beginning of this song is a quote. I forgot what he says. Let me see. It's from the movie Ghost Dog. It's from the book Hagakure. Let's see if it'll play from the beginning. Why didn't it start from the beginning, man?
Yin and yang, seasons change, everything.
Our bodies are given life in the midst of nothingness. Existing where there is nothing is the meaning of the phrase, form is emptiness. That all things are provided for by nothingness is the meaning of the phrase, emptiness is form. One should not think that these are two separate things.
Yeah, I gotta hire that quote in the beginning because the beat overtakes what he's saying. But yeah, that book's filled with a lot of good quotes. I agree with that. Nothing is so painful to the human mind as a great and sudden change. Yep, that sucks. When you get comfortable and then something interrupts your comfortability, it could be devastating. It's almost like a still pond and somebody throws a rock in it. You know what I mean? Like the water has not one ripple in it, like a sheet of ice. And someone throws a rock and disturbs it. Damn, Dean just exited out like Star Trek. I guess I'll end it here. I mean, I don't want to keep rambling on. So, true poetry is a beautiful way to share thoughts. Yes, it is. Well, peace out, everyone. I'll check you out tomorrow, maybe. And I'm out of here. Appreciate you all. Have a good night, day, evening. If you're on Mars or Saturn, peace out.